I knew it was a bad idea for Matt to find that Garrus body pillow. There's just everywhere.
Calibrating cuddles.
They're so comfortable.
I wouldn't know. I don't have one.
It's a pillow. I'm sure you own a pillow.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure you have
like
a
this.
single somewhere in your house. You have a pillow.
Yeah, but not a full-length 6-foot Garrus body pillow. Like,
Same your birthday's been gone, really.
Totally would have put in for that. And then when you're on the way to Norwich, you would have been there carrying this giant body pillow, just going, yeah.
that could be a really awesome, like, sort of curious way to do interviews. Like,
Through the surrogates of a body
Doing the
pillow.
yeah.
Hey, Garrus. What's your favourite colour?
Well, no. Not interviewing the pillow. Using the pillow to interview others.
So a surrogate then.
Yeah. So you have a mic. So you mic the pillow,
Whoa,
and also
wait,
have a speaker in the pillow's mouth for you. That's for you to
An
be asking the
avatar.
question. Yeah,
Avatar.
it's like an interview pillow avatar. Like, Pillatar.
I'm not entirely sure how this whole body pillow rumor has even come about. Like,
I think the very first podcast.
I own like 2 pillows, and they're normal.
I think it was you. I definitely think you had something to do with it.
It was something
Oh,
about
that's
Hannah
it
body
was-
pillow.
I think
Yeah, it was
a
the Hannah body pillow.
I think it was a misunderstanding.
I don't think it was.
I
I
don't know
think we
about that.
expressed
Yeah.
sort of like we were just like, oh god, imagine going to Japan, and you were like, I'd be there with my Hannah body pillow, buying more body pillows, and then having a party with them.
Oh yeah, that sounds like something I'd say and do.
Right, let's do this. Blah, blah.
Jigga jam, jigga jam.
Waka, 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 pow! Hello and welcome to the Game Buzz, the weekly series from Dillspoint.com where we dive ass first into the week's news.
Can you dive arse
No.
first?
Yes,
No.
you can. Yes,
No.
you can. It's called a
Dive.
cannonball. It's called a cannonball.
You-
That is technically
That's
diving
not a
arse.
dive.
Of course it is. You're jumping into water from a height.
Yeah, that's a jump.
No, it's a cannonball, which is
Okay,
technically
the
diving arse
We
first.
cannonball. We cannonball into. Actually, that's even better. We cannonball into
We
the
cannonball into the week's news and
Yeah,
pick
I'll
out the best bits to chat about. Yeah,
Arse first, eyes open.
always. Right. I'm your host, Matt Gardner, and I'm joined here once again by Jonathan Lester
Hello.
and by Carl Phillips. It's going to be okay. It's probably might be okay.
50-50.
It's 50-50.
That's
Those-
good odds for any Greek.
Let's just get on with it and just get in cannonball.
Let's do it. Let's dive arse first into Amazon's Fire TV, because Amazon finally unveiled their plans for the living room, and it comes in this form of a very slender, very thin, rectangular box that is. Oh, and here's the good bit. Yes, it's an Android micro console.
No, it's not an Android micro console, because that's what we all said. They said, hey, look, here's a tiny box that's powered by Android. It's got 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's got a little quad-core processor in it. And we all said, seriously, why did we even bother? Why did we even bother getting excited about this thing? Or like even bothering covering the rumors? This is pointless. Android micro consoles are just, there's no market for them at all. They answer a question that doesn't exist.
That
They're
no one
pointless.
asked.
That no one asked. Well, that they did, but there's now been answered by loads of inexpensive media dongles and the fact that smart TVs do all that stuff. But it's not technically an Android micro console. What it is, it's a media hub that you can optionally use as a console that you can play games on, but mainly it's for using all that Amazon stuff and all the media services that you already have and that you probably already have devices for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In fairness, it's kind of an extension of their Prime service. I mean, they turn once they canned Love Film, they turned Prime into their sort of instant streaming one-day delivery service.
Are you saying that this thing's going to sprout helicopter blades and going to fly around the room?
Oh my god, I would
If
buy
they could
one.
if they could tie Fire TV in with those freaking drones.
Yeah, or indeed Optimus Prime as well. Like if it transformed as well, that'd be cool.
That was really good, dude.
That was
Oh,
a
thank you.
really good impression. Yeah.
Now do Starscream.
I'm not your
Starscream.
performing monkey.
Stop, I love how when anyone tries to do a Starscream impression, they
You
do a
ended in Megatron.
Yeah.
Just going Starscream, you
Starscream,
fool!
you fool.
But yes, Fire TV. Yeah, it's basically an extension of the Prime service that started with sort of streaming video, but now you've got a whole bunch of apps on there that are super awesome. But the thing is, I found the message quite confusing because Amazon said they basically said, no, this isn't a games console. Like that's not the focus for this box. But then they spent so much of their presentation going through things that only gamers would care about, like the specs.
And also taking the piss out of Microsoft at every opportunity. I don't know if you noticed that, but they kept showing customer reviews of the Xbox One, saying voice control is shit, it's too expensive, and then just going, hey, we're going to be offering voice control that actually works. Oh. And you know what? The voice control looks kind of fun. I mean, admittedly, I think you've got to speak into the remote, thus making it less useful than
having the remote.
Than having this using the remote. But yeah, I've got to be honest. On the one hand, I think Amazon has the clout and the money, and most importantly, the infrastructure to pull this off.
Yeah.
Because they're huge. They know how to do discovery, which is one of the big problems that Android microconsoles have. They already have loads of cool services that they can put on that thing. As you've said, it's just an extension of Amazon Prime. And they've got... The problem is, and you know what, I like Android, but I'm sorry, Android fans, but it's kind of a crappy ecosystem for, like, quality games. It is. It really, really is. It's great for a mobile OS, but for the living room, it really sucks. It just doesn't have the quality, even that you'd get on iOS. But Amazon are one step ahead. They've hired on a bunch of guys. They hired Kim Swift.
Yeah.
And like Clint Hocking. Is that his secret project that he's been going on about?
Forever. After doing bugger all at LucasArts, he's now turned up at Amazon, where he'll do bugger all again.
No, he's not. He's going to be massaging the ecosystem.
They are hard at work on unannounced exclusive titles for Amazon.
Like Minecraft, yay!
Like Minecraft, this is important to point out because there was some confusion in a whole bunch of like comment sections. It's just like, what, Minecraft's going to be on Amazon? Yeah, is Minecraft Pocket Edition?
That's a bit. No, apparently he's bringing an exclusive. It's going to be like an exclusive version, and yet all the screenshots are showing Pocket Edition, and all the blurb is about the Pocket Edition.
Yeah.
Which totally exists. But look, you know what? Here's the thing. I could play Pocket Edition on an Android tablet if I wanted. And if it was like, I don't know, one of like Amazon's own Kindle Fire tablets, I could just like get an HDMI cable and plug that into the TV.
That's super sweet as well, because then you can just totally take that with you.
And then you can exactly.
That's kind of awesome.
Much more. Well, if you get a really top-notch HDX, of course it'll cost a bit more, but yeah, you can take it out the house and also do a load of useful stuff with it. I think this is a bit of a nonsense, but I like new tech. I'd like to think that it's going to take off, but you know what? Of all the micro consoles there are, Shield notwithstanding, I'd much prefer. Let's have like PlayStation Vita TV over here.
Yes, please.
Right? I mean, at least that you've got the quality games there.
Just yes, please. That's something I want in my lounge. That's
on the other hand, if Amazon totally respects exchange rates and brings out, if they do that and they bring out Fire TV for like, what is it, 60 quid?
60 quid.
All in. Like controller, fucking Minecraft, then, you know, who knows? Hell, I might, you know, you might get one. You never know. Just for the, I think it's a cool device, but I think here's the thing. I need to separate this out. I think it looks cool, but it's just so totally not for me. It's like totally not a thing I need.
No, and this is the thing. Like, if you've already got a console What? Why?
Well, you already got like you have 360.
Why do I
and
need
you
another media
Oh.
hub? I don't really do that. Especially if you've got a console and a smart TV and a tablet that you can plug in via HDMI. It's just, yeah. Carl, what do you make of this? Are you going to be? Would you buy one if it was on sale here in the UK right now?
Nah.
quid.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, John's been over most of the points that I had about it. I mean, I haven't really been
Sorry.
looking at much of the news, admittedly, because I've been drowning in res stuff. But of what I've seen, yeah, it's just the thing is, but yeah, I'm going over old ground here, but it's not aimed at us. It really isn't. It's not aimed at core gamers. It's not aimed at technology enthusiasts. It's aimed at people who go on every day and shop on Amazon and may think that a PlayStation or an Xbox isn't necessarily for them because they're like, oh, it's a games console. It's for people who think that Apple TV is a great idea. It's for those sort of people. It's for people who want to go in, pay $99 for a box and just have everything there. I mean, yes, okay, you've got the Kindle Fire, like you say, you could plug that in if you want, but some people don't even understand that that's actually a thing you can do. So you just plug in this box into the TV and it's got everything there, part of Amazon's ecosystem, and it's going to do fine because, as you pointed out, they've got the brand power, they've got the audience, they can get it out there, but every time someone clicks on Amazon, which is usually a few times a day if you are an avid sort of like internet shopper. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, the fact that they have pretty much said, oh yeah, gaming isn't a huge focus, even though we bought Double Helix and I've got all these devs on board. Yeah, gaming isn't a focus. It doesn't matter because if they get the install base in there, the games will follow. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, but lots of I think that's pretty concise and comprehensive, really, mate. But what I would say, lots of indie devs are saying, oh, this looks interesting, and lots more are saying, don't be too hasty to get your games on this thing yet, guys. Like, don't put all your chickens in this basket yet.
Yeah, there was an interesting comment from Mike Bithell when he said something along the lines of the fact that he was wary of them saying all our games are going to be super cheap. I don't.
That works so well for you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're so plucky.
Plucky upstarts.
So plucky. I think you make a really good point about the Amazon brand just attracting an audience that doesn't necessarily go in for this sort of thing. And there are people I've spoken to over the past few days who, yeah, they've never heard of micro consoles before. They've heard of Fire TV, just because it's an Amazon product, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And says a lot about its potential for mass market appeal. But yeah, I'll give it a little bit of time before I investigate more fully. I will say this though, do you know what is cool?
What is cool?
What is cool is that it's like straight out of the box, it's a freaking karaoke machine.
Oh, hey, that's great.
That's actually awesome.
Can you use the remote as a microphone?
You can use the remote as a microphone, and considering Amazon have basically been backing up all of the albums that they sell over the last few years into like a digital portfolio, so you can now download files digitally. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Day one, man.
That's
day fucking one.
Yeah, just
and
get
everyone
drunk.
had a moan at Sony when they put SingStar on every PS.
I didn't. I was there challenging your score on Eurasia.
Yeah, that's true.
It's awesome. Right. From one new Leviathan of the living room to an old one, let's talk Microsoft, because Microsoft, prepare the fanfare, has a new king of Xbox.
Woo!
Don't hire us for fanfares.
Never.
Hire us for Blue Sky Thinking.
Fanfics.
But
Fanfics.
not
We'll rock
fanfare.
it.
Fanfics, yeah.
Fanfics of Phil Spencer. What?
Oh.
Oh God.
They don't have to be erotic.
No, but they do.
They usually do.
They totally do. But yeah, okay. Look. Okay, like we'll crowdsource that later. But first of all, Phil Spencer is now the king. Phil Spencer is now the king of Xbox. Oh man, okay. Look, let's crowdsource it now. Okay, it's obviously Sonic's gonna have to Shadow the
What about Phil
Hedgehog.
Harrison?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
Get him involved.
Just all of the
just
Phils.
I've just got the Chaos Emerald, said Shadow. and randomly got in a jacuzzi. Oh, sup, Phil Spencer, let's bone. And they
What?
did. The
What?
end.
Where did Sega come from?
I think if all fan fiction has to star Shadow the Hedgehog in some capacity. I
Oh
thought you knew this.
no, no, no,
I thought you were
no,
aware of this.
no, no, no.
Yes.
No. King of Xbox, Phil Spencer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
King of Xbox, Phil Spencer. Oh, well, the head of the Xbox services and devices is also the head of Microsoft Studios too. And do you know what? Awesome. I'm really excited about Phil Spencer getting this job because out of all of Microsoft's execs, all of them, he's the one that most closely resembles a functional human being. And do you know what? I'm not being facetious here. Look, his predecessor was Don Matrick, who was like a reptilian cyborg sent from the future to fuck Xbox up. Like, and he did. Badly. But now he's gone to Zanga, and Phil Spencer's here. Phil Spencer is a games man. He's always been about the games. He's always been involved, getting the games onto the platform, liaising with developers big and small. And he's, he was the head of Microsoft Studios. He is still the head of Microsoft Studios, but now he's also in charge of setting the whole of Xbox One's direction going forward. That can only be a good thing.
We might actually finally see Crackdown 3 now. Yes!
Yeah, we probably will. He's super excited about games. So the Xbox's main focus is going to be about not TV. It's going to be all about the games. And he's spending his time like preparing E3, getting loads of stuff on the platform. And do you know what as well? He's always struck me as just being just a kind of a nice guy as well. Like almost the opposite number to Uncle Jack, Sony's Uncle Jack. Like, he's always shown a degree of humility when dealing with his mistakes. He's always been honest and upfront. He tweets a lot. He tweets an awful lot, which is always good. And, of everyone that could have got this job, I think Spencer's the right man for it. He's got my backing.
Yeah, we talked about the importance of communication a whole bunch last year. And having a likable face as the face of your brand is it's actually quite important. Because fans want to do that. They want to invest. They want to feel like, if they got in a room with you, you could be their friend. And you'd understand where they're coming from. And Phil, I agree with you. I think Phil Spencer has that going for him. You made the parallel between sort of, now nice Uncle Jack, at Sony. I think it's a strong parallel. And I think he's going to be good for Microsoft. I'm excited now for Microsoft at E3. Like, he's clearly excited. He's been talking a whole bunch about it this week. But they still have one or two things to iron out. And I want to just pull out the interview you had with Vlambir's Rami Ismail this week, last week at Res.
Absolute legend, by the way. What a guy.
There's still one or two kinks they need to sort out. And either Xbox's sort of... some of the terms and conditions in there are definitely high on the list.
The thing making headlines right now is their parity clause, which, Rami Ismail actually was the guy who blew the whistle on that. Because that was something that people had been keeping fairly quiet, like, especially the indie lot. Like, it's always been a rule since the original Xbox, but Microsoft historically say, if you want to bring a game to our platform, it's got to come out on our platform first, or at the very, very worst case scenario, simultaneously with everyone else. And that used to actually work quite well for them back in the day. Back when they launched the original Xbox, that kind of made sense. And a lot of publishers do similar things. A lot of console manufacturers do similar things. But it's biting them in the arse right now. Because developers are saying, hey, we really want to make cool games for your console, but we can't. So we're going to make them for Sony. Because they'll let us. That's not a healthy state of affairs to be happening, especially since Microsoft, were actually instrumental in getting indie games onto consoles in the first place.
Yeah, it's the horrible irony, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's absolutely you get that sense of kind of, well, if you're doing positive things in your terms and conditions, if you're being positive in your sort of indie strategy and your publishing strategy, well, we'll really, like Rami said it in the interview, like, we'll give you the game first because you have the best terms and conditions. That's a thing that happens, Microsoft. You know, people aren't going to be like, oh well, you're the most restrictive, so of course we'll give our game to you.
Yeah,
It
don't
doesn't
get me
work
wrong.
like
Loads
that.
of people. Now, thing is, all the indies I've talked to have lovely things to say about ID at Xbox. Loads of lovely things to say about it. They say it's really well run. They say it's inclusive. They say it's really exciting. The tools and the dev kits are all really useful. But yeah, this parity clause is an annoying barrier to entry that's keeping. Yeah, like the irony of it is, I'm getting sick and tired of people like. This is really starting to piss me off now. Loads of people are going, oh, these entitled indies, fucking arrogant fucking indies coming over, like ruining our traditional awesome AAA game and bitching all the time. They should like fuck off back to the Spectrum. It's like, are you actually serious, guys? These developers want to make cool games for you, and Microsoft's not letting them. You should be complaining about this. Like, they're making cool games, but Microsoft isn't letting you play them.
No.
It's just why? How can you possibly be arguing for this thing? And like, you know, there are also lots of people conflating the parity clause with certification. Like, even if they get rid of the parity clause, they're still going to certify games to make sure they work. There's not going to be a massive influx of crap. There will also, I assume, be quality thresholds too. It's not going to like, it's not going to drown all your shooters in the like tidal wave of creativity. It's gonna just give you more stuff to play. Also, shut up, you twats.
It just feels like it's just an archaic barrier it's just there because it can be. I'm not sure if it serves a purpose, if it serves a positive purpose for Microsoft, because the thing is, at the end of the day, like, they remove it, nothing really changes, except they get more games onto the Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to even talk about it anymore.
It's sort of
really
idiocy that annoys me.
Yeah, exactly. It just bugs me that a part of me thinks that actually, if a load of devs had just quietly gone up to Microsoft and said they're kind of pissed off about this, it seems like they'd probably have changed it by now. Also, if like Matrick wasn't such a twat, this probably would have happened ages ago. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. Twat means technically, a twat. So okay, that's the parity clause. It sucks. They should get rid of it.
It sucks. What doesn't suck though is John's interview with Rami, and you should definitely watch that if you haven't already. Let's move across to a departure from Sony a couple of weeks ago. Amy Hennig, Amy Hennig obviously left Naughty Dog a couple of weeks ago under strange circumstances that still haven't been kind of illuminated. But
the Naughty Dog guys came out and said, "Look, we're putting this to bed." She just left.
Yeah.
And they said IGN were completely wrong. And yeah.
But we prayed that she'd find her feet, and which she obviously was going to do very quickly. And she's joined Visceral to work on the new Star Wars game, which is very, very intriguing indeed. I think it's a good fit. Visceral makes story-driven games. They always have done, and Amy Hennig is one of the best writers and sort of creative directors on that standpoint in the business. So I'm
It's gonna be the best Army of Two game ever.
Yeah. Do you know what though? That's all right. It could be a father-son thing with Boba and Django.
I'd play that. Although they need to be more bros. Like it's got to be. What's it? Zuckus and Forlom.
Ooh.
Totes my goats. Zuckus and Forlom doing it for the boys.
Well, actually, if you get Robot Chicken's Dengar in there with like anyone else, that would be fun. Like,
oh, they could do it. They could base it on that Bounty Hunter trilogy. You know, Dengar and Boba Fett. They could do all sorts of things. Although no one wants to play as Dengar. No one likes Dengar.
But it's a good move. It'll be interesting to see what kind of a game comes out.
Well. Visceral a while back said they were hiring for various positions on a game that was a Star Wars game that was fairly expansive, perhaps with open world pretensions. I would assume it's going to be something like 1313. Perhaps even continuing some of the groundwork on that. What's up?
I want to see Visceral expand their game. Like, I don't want them to just make a slightly clunky third-person shooter. I want them to expand to,
I'm just thinking back though. I mean, like slightly clunky third-person shooters are their bag, baby.
I know, and that's why I want to see them push themselves. You know, push out. You know, try new things.
Nah, man. Like really, like we want like more like solid cover systems.
I was
going to
say, Matt,
times.
what you're trying to say is you don't want Visceral to do a third-person shooter, which is what they've been, that they've shown they can do very well, and do something experimental like, I don't know, Star Wars Connect. That's basically what you're trying to say to me. And,
Yes.
A Star Wars karaoke game.
yeah.
Or like a Rock Band game where you play as Max Rebo.
I'd still play that.
Yeah,
Obviously.
you basically you're playing as Max Rebo, and you've got to pay the rent, and that's where like Amy Hennig's like influence is going to come in. Going to write this really deep plot about the fact that he's a struggling musician, he's got to make money.
You know
And,
what they have to call it?
What?
Star Wars Jizz.
What?
Jizz,
What?
man. That's the name of the musical genre and the music that they play.
Oh god, yeah.
You call yourself Star Wars fans, boys.
I got taken aback for a minute there.
It's that's literally what it's called.
So
Figuring down in the modal nodes. That's how they roll.
But yeah, I to be honest, I think like
Star Wars Jizz.
Amy Hennig's involvement,
Jizz,
as long as it's like it's more Kyle Katarn and Revan and less Starkiller, then fine.
Oh, yeah, but Starkiller was super edgy and like awesome.
Uh-huh.
Or totally boring.
Do you know what though? Actually, no. The story to the first Force Unleashed is actually all right.
All right.
It's all right. I mean, I remember when Force Unleashed came out. It was quite enjoyable. I think we gave it a 7. I think Tom gave it a 7.
It was all right.
And it did quite nicely. I mean, don't get me wrong. The acting was a little bit wooden, and the script wasn't great. But
Yeah,
the plotting was interesting.
Yeah, and more to the point, I mean, like compared to like episode 2.
Yeah. Well, anything's better in comparison to episode 2. But yeah, you're right. There's the Star Wars universe has just the most potential. It's huge. It's enormous. They could do anything. And
So slightly clunky third-person shooter. let's do it.
1313, here we come.
Yeah.
but-
Star Wars, the Army of Two, the Devil's Hut. There we go. It's on Tatooine. It's all there.
Oh, Jabba's cartel.
Yeah.
Oh no, no.
Yeah.
It's not
It's right there. They could probably just reuse assets from the Devil's Cartel as well. It's just
I'd say it's in Frostbite. Just scale it up.
Yeah.
No problem.
jobs are good.
Jobs are good.
I think it's just going to
There
be.
you go,
I think it's actually going to be a survival horror game set on a Hoth. It's going to basically. It's going to be they're going to reuse some assets from Dead Space 3. So you're going to be on a snowy planet, and you've basically got to get back to the base without freezing your arse off. And there are like little
And you can make it
caves.
easier with microtransactions.
Yeah, you can make it easy. You can add tauntauns into the game with microtransactions to like, split open and hide in their carcasses.
And you have to pay to skip the dialogue, which goes on. Basically, if you don't pay for this one particular microtransaction, every time you cut open a tauntaun, you go, and I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Oh
Every
god!
time you have to pay to skip that.
You also have to pay to skip the impossible Wampa bosses that crop up every half an hour.
Well, yeah.
Naturally. So yay! I mean, enjoyed the Visceral Games making a Star Wars game. Woo! Actually, I'm really excited about that. That's good.
I think she'll add in something that's, well, I mean, I really enjoyed the Uncharted games and the fact that the script felt very natural. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what she brings to it.
Yes, it's going to be good. I was going to ask a question about superpowers, but I think we might actually be out of time, so we might have to really quickly do winners and losers of the week.
You can't just tease that.
Yeah.
We could do it.
It's like, I was going to talk about superpowers, but no. So, all right. if I had a superpower, I'd go back in time and make sure we had time to do the fucking superpower.
We can do it next week. We can
But
do
at
it
which
next week.
point, paradoxically, I would choose a different superpower, and thus the whole thing wouldn't have happened, and we wouldn't have had that conversation about
There
superpowers.
we go.
Maybe that's already happened. Maybe I just did that.
I think it's time for winners and losers of the week.
Yes, it's time for winners and losers of the week.
Laws of causality.
Yeah, because if I have to
Crossed
come up
out
with the
everything.
power, yeah,
We'll do that
if I have
next
to come
week.
up
We'll
with
do
the
that
power, it's
next
gonna
week.
be,
There. It's a little teaser trailer for next week. Next week we'll be talking about superpowers. Oh yeah.
Or can I just tell you what my power is right now?
No, we're teasing it for next week.
No, but it's Matt.
Seems
Matt,
like
you'll
we
love it,
wasted
Matt.
more time
You're
talking about it. I feel if we'd just done the superpowers bit, we'd
Yeah.
done it by now.
It'll be fine, Matt. You've ruined. Just let me say. Just
Okay.
Just do it. Just do it. Carl.
Yeah. My power would be to be able to spawn rancors with the Force.
Yeah, obviously. Star
Yeah.
Wars Connect style. What?
Which in turn would just be
Every
a great way to
time.
make Matt cry.
Every time.
Look at that, Matt. But Matt, look behind you. Oh, there's 3 right behind you.
Why do they have the Force? No.
Because Connect. Because it's totally rad.
Oh man.
Okay,
No.
okay, we can carry on now.
Okay, all right. What would your superpower be, Matt?
The ability to counteract superpowers.
What a rubbish power. You're
Yeah,
basically like Rogue, but with none of the perks.
Yeah, Matt, basically, you just want to be a sponge, don't you?
You're just the sponge.
That was actually my nickname at school.
Oh my days.
It's perfect.
It's all
Well,
come
let's see,
together.
Well done. Done.
Right.
Aren't you glad you brought up this topic?
Right.
Yeah.
Winners and losers of the week.
I don't even get. I don't even get a superpower. It's fine.
Your
Right, let's do
superpower.
winners
You already
and
did.
losers of
You
the
already
week.
did your superpowers. Going back in time.
Yeah, or like the power.
Journey far beyond my memory.
I'd have the power to like unremember stuff. And to unwitness stuff. There we go. Right, so like just like that.
Complete
So
deniability.
absolutely. So right, winners and losers of the week. Should we do losers first?
Let's do losers first. We like to do losers first. 'Cause we like to
Okay,
have
I
a
mean,
highlight.
first loser, I guess, like GameSpy shutting off their servers next month. Like, you know, they've just announced that. Like anyone who played PC games online over this last decade or two, will have been used to that really aggravating client.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it was amazing. What really hammers home is that so many big games, so many console games still used their infrastructure. Because their infrastructure was solid, you know, like everything from loads of Nintendo games used GameSpy.
They did.
Like I think loads of Rockstar games, even a whole bunch of Rockstar games used it.
Yeah,
too.
Red Dead Redemption. That's definitely still using it at the moment. I don't
Yeah,
know whether they've-
absolutely it is. It's just there are just so many games. If you like scroll back through the list of GameSpy powered games, like it just brings back so many really fantastic memories throughout the years.
Absolutely.
So arguably kind of they won, but I don't know. Part of me is not hugely sad that they're going though, because they're always that client always aggravated me.
So is that a
Yeah.
loss or a win?
It's a loss.
It's a loss. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the end of an era, so I guess yeah, it's a little sad to see him go.
Yeah, exactly. It's sad to see him go.
We'll pour out one for the homies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So winner.
Well,
Let's
winner of
let's
this
get
week.
positive.
Yeah,
Obviously
yeah,
Amy
yeah.
Hennig.
Well,
Obviously Amy Hennig.
obviously Amy Hennig, and obviously our site's mascot, Toby the Dills Pony, because
Tobes.
after well, not anymore, because
Oh,
you
God.
see,
No.
he's had
Oh
some-
no. Oh,
he's
no.
had some brand. Well, no, he's had some brand advice from Indigo Pearl, the PR company, who really excited about him. But they reckon for full market penetration, he needs a change of name, and they've renamed him Tony the Pony.
Tone the Pone.
Kind of makes sense. So this is a new exactly. Spell it with a W, like in a really cool font, like slant it a bit, like get it up on some billboards, like get it on some hashtags. He's going to be huge. Tony the Dills Pony going to be massive. So obvious winner of the week there. Stay tuned. He's going to be huge. He's going to be too big for us soon enough.
I'm not commenting on that at all. I'm just gonna leave that one right there.
Yeah.
Another winner of the week as well, capitalism, because in our game night we trundled into communist lands and laid waste hilariously. And also, more winners, you guys, because we unloaded a whole bunch of stretch goals and loyalty tiers.
Give us those thumbs.
Give us those thumbs, and you could win. I can't remember what you can win, but you should go check it out.
I think, like, we said that we weren't going to do any of them apart from maybe one involving a horse, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It is really cool.
Really?
The Deals pony, and this ties in, the Deals pony will live. Tony lives.
Gills Bronies.
Toneby lives. Tobney.
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 Tobney lives. So yes, that's been the Game Buzz. Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you next Saturday for another trawl through the hottest news from the previous 7 days. But until then, give us those thumbs.
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 Subscribe to
Thanks so much for watching, guys.
more witterings.
Bye.
Bye.